And absolutely nobody would tell you that in 100 years, teenagers would be sitting in front of programmable light boxes with their hands on programmable controllers as they dabbled with avatars in a fully programmable software universe made by Nintendo.
That's right. Nobody could have predicted that back in the 1920s. Um, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Don't Die. No, I'm just kidding. The Armored Core marathon that I started a while back. I decided to do a cold open with this because I mentioned that at the end of last stream, I was just going to show the image originally and then recap what happened yesterday with the previous video, Armored Core 3. But when I clicked on the video and it saved my spot right here, and it was like the perfect spot because I heard that it was the part where the author was talking about, what's it called? Like video games, and some of the examples he was given about how we can't imagine how different the future is going to be in very little time. Like how every 100 years or even just a couple decades, life changes a lot, right? So he happened to be I was like, oh, that's a perfect. I mean, we're watching a video game, so this is appropriate. I didn't plan it, but it came up, so it was a moment of serendipity or whatever they call it. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but
Youth.
yeah. Anyway, so how to open this? Okay, so what I was gonna say was about Armored Core 3, which don't worry, I have it pulled up already. It's over here. Silent Line is the next playthrough. As for the recap of Armored Core 3, yeah, what happened last video? We finished the story and talked about AI because the story obviously centered around the controller, and the reason I showed this book yesterday as well. I didn't think it was going to cover the topic of AI. It also covers another interesting technological topic like programmable biology. But for the purposes of Armored Core 3, let me pull up my notes here. We talked about the fact that AI, artificial intelligence, like the controller in Armored Core 3's storyline, potentially taking over decision-making for mankind isn't necessarily a bad thing. And that's what's explored here by this book called Don't Die by Zero. Maybe it wouldn't actually be a bad thing. Maybe it wouldn't actually be a bad thing, but it needs, as long as it's programmed with the correct goal, like keeping humanity and the planet alive and thriving, achieving homeostasis with our environment, not consuming more than what's being restored, yada yada, so we don't run out of resources, cleaning up pollution, preventing it, climate change, all that stuff, right? But if the goal is too vaguely defined or set to something like much more sinister, likely to happen in a market capitalist society with everybody having narrow self-interests in mind and competing for, market share, money, basically, yada yada, then the results of an AI takeover could and probably will be disastrous and may accelerate our extinction event or put us into some kind of never-ending war economy nightmare like in Metal Gear Solid 4. Like it could kill us all like in Terminator or put us into some war economy like in Metal Gear Solid 4. That's more likely to happen with the values we have today. And so I mentioned how we have to, how it's imperative that we need to update our value system to stop it from being in the disorder that is in now and have more sustainable values and forward-thinking values if we want to program AI correctly to actually save us all instead of killing us or, putting us into some never-ending nightmare. It's crucial that humanity does that now, sooner rather than later, because AI is pretty much already here, and it's only going to, like, exponentially become part of our everyday lives within the coming decades, so... And that's what's talked about a lot in this book, Don't Die by Zero. The actual author is, well, it's right here, Brian Johnson. That's his YouTube handle, but that's also his actual name. But he goes by I mentioned this yesterday too, he goes by the alias Zero because it's a problem solving, he has something he calls zeroism. I forgot where he said he learned it from, but it's basically a problem solving methodological tool. He mentions this in the book too, briefly, where you start from a blank slate. So you keep, when you're stuck on a problem, You go back and you just wipe the slate clean and you just open your mind to any and all new ideas. You don't close your mind to anything. You start from zero, nothingness, the void. And that's why he calls himself that. But the fact that this book talks about AI and the fact that he uses his alias written by Zero was very fitting, because the operation code for the final mission yesterday was called Zero Division, because dividing by zero, as you see here, dividing by zero is undefined. No one knows what the hell's going to happen, right? And that is exactly what happened with the controller yesterday, was in the last video, I guess I should say. We divided by zero when, in Laird's Armored Core 3 storyline, the story of Laird, the underground humanity city that was being led by an AI, we destroyed it. And we destroyed it because it supposedly malfunctioned. It was running everybody's lives for all of human history, and then eventually came the time to destroy it because it seemed to go haywire and tried to kill everyone after generations of, running humanity in a market capitalist society and regulating it. So we divided by zero, we pulled off Operation Code Zero and killed it. We basically killed God. Laird killed its God. It killed its AI because it went out of control, but the ending hinted at the fact that maybe it never malfunctioned in the first place, and it actually was, it actually just attacked humanity on purpose to provoke it into destroying it, because only when it was destroyed did it actually follow through with its final directive. I'm guessing it was programmed to do this as a failsafe if something happened to it. If it got, for whatever reason, if it shut down for whatever reason, its final directive was to open the hatch to the surface. So as to allow humanity to go back up to the surface and not just be trapped underground forever. And that is exactly what happened. The ending of Armored Core 3, the hatch opened up back to the surface and everything was pristine. The surface was restored from whatever reason people had to go underground a long time ago, since before history, because nobody remembers anything from before living in Laird. In this universe, in this world, Laird and its people don't know anything about what happened before. They've always lived underground to them. They've never seen the surface of the planet. And now it's there. All pristine, ripe, and ready for exploration. And that is exactly what's going to happen now. Is humanity's going to take their first steps out onto the surface of the Earth for the first time in who knows how long. They don't even know. And they're going to explore this. It's basically a brave new world for them. They're going to explore the surface. And that is where our story begins. And I'll give a little bit more exposition, and the game will do it itself too. So as to not ramble, let's just get started and hop right into it now, shall we? We just close this. I'll close this as this plays. There we go. Let's do it. This is Silent Line Armored Core. Direct sequel to Armored Core 3. Have to cross the line. Absolutely fucking wrecked. Oh, good. We actually get a proper intro. All right. Says layered. ... An underground refuge that became humanity's last chance for survival after prolonged national conflicts turned the planet's surface into an inhospitable wasteland. Okay, there we go. They didn't even give us that much in Armored Core 3, but there it is. Confirming what I had said. Those who dwelt in this sanctuary did so under the yoke of oppressive corporate conglomerates and an artificial intelligence entity known as the Controller. This arrangement continued for centuries, and as time passed, the residents of Laird grew even more complacent. Centuries, okay. Not everyone bought into this existence, and it wasn't long ago that an individual took matters into their own hands. They're referring to the main character of the previous game. That's us, basically. From the previous game, because every game you're basically a different pilot. This person, a member of an elite group of pilots known as Ravens, destroyed the Controller and freed mankind from its grasp. A new age began that day, and humans were once again able to return to the planet's surface, now healed of the wounds it had suffered. At the same time that humans were freed from their self-imposed exile, so too were the corporations freed from the shackles that bound them to the Controller. In other words, it is now a fucking free-for-all. There's no more... It was already a capitalist society, but it was regulated by the Controller at least before it all went to shit. Now, the Controller's not there to regulate anything. There is no government or governing body of any kind to regulate the corporations to do whatever they want. So, obviously, they're about to start spreading capitalism out onto the surface of the planet again, which is probably what led to them having to go underground in the first place. There it is. With nothing to stand in their way, the corporations immediately commenced plans to redevelop the planet's surface. The present, implying that what happened in Layered, the Controller thing, that was a long time ago. This is now, like, you know, potentially generations later. The present surface redevelopment plans are well underway, but a recent string of unexplained events has slowed progress. So maybe just like a few decades have passed then. You know, years, decades, because they're still redeveloping. So it hasn't been too long. It hasn't been too long since the last game, but it's been a while. Attempts have been made to investigate further, but the region where the occurrences took place appears impassable. What did they say happened there? Unexplained events, yeah. Attempts have been made to investigate further, but the region where the occurrences took place appear impassable. Corporate conflicts over such things as land and mineral rights are becoming increasingly common, and the suspicions raised by recent events are adding fuel to an already volatile situation. Yeah, history's just gonna repeat itself. As always, corporate disputes are settled with the aid of an impartial third party. A Raven. With the situation on the surface steadily escalating out of control, can there ever be hope for a lasting peace? Not with capitalism, there won't be, no. All that has been recovered is on the brink of being lost yet again. Yep. That's the tragedy of it. There's no controller to hold everyone's leash now anymore either. And even when it was around, they were still, like, you know, openly killing each other and causing destruction, but now it's just all hell's gonna break loose on the recently restored fucking surface of the planet. So, I was gonna say, there's no, Raven's Test, AC Test, like all the other spin-offs that are direct sequels to a main numbered game. You just go right to the menu, and you can load, of course, your game from the previous file to carry your AC over. And so you just go straight to the menu and you get your first two emails here. Global Cortex, Raven Authentication. This message is to inform you that your registration with Global Cortex is now complete. Welcome to the team, Raven. Implying that you're a brand new Raven. You're not the same character from the last time. The one who took matters into their own hands and destroyed the Controller, killed God. On the off chance that it was not mentioned during the initial screening process, please allow me to briefly highlight a few aspects of exactly what it is Global Cortex does. Our firm specializes in dispute resolution, the majority of which relates to corporate rivalry. We help fund and supply mercenaries, such as yourself, and for a hefty fee, offer our clients access to this stable of mediators, quote-unquote. As far as the Raven-client relationship is concerned, that is something we allow both parties to settle on by themselves. We do not force requests upon pilots, nor do we tell clients which pilots they have to employ. This hands-off approach also extends to issues that may arise between a client and yourself. For all intensive purposes, Global Cortex's responsibilities end once you are locked into a mission contract. You're on your own, basically. Services we do offer to those in our employ include AC repairs, armored core repairs, access to part upgrades and ammunition stores, as well as limited mission update support. Costs are associated with most of these, so keep track of your credits. Your money. The mission update support comes from having an operator, basically, that works at Global Cortex as well, which last game was Lane Myers. This one, it's this new chick called Emma Sears, Global Cortex agent. Hello, Raven. My name is Emma Sears. I've been appointed as your Global Cortex agent. If it's alright with you, I'd like to get right down to business, shall we? Okay. Redevelopment of the planet's surface began shortly after the controller was destroyed. The only real problems early on had to do with corporate squabbling, but a new threat has presented itself more recently. The source of this threat is believed to lie somewhere in the vast expanse known as the Silent Line, a region that remains largely unexplored. The corporations are eager to begin developing this region, but have temporarily shelved their exploration plans until more is known about the recent attacks on nearby facilities. This delay probably won't last very long though. They'll make their move once the urge to capitalize on the region grows too hard to resist. Expect to see your area of operations expand in the near future. Well, yeah, of course. It's the great unknown. They want to be every corporation is going to amass its forces to try and be the first to get in there and explore it, to see if they can find any resources to exploit and get an advantage over their rivals, right? That's just, again, natural capitalism. Why wouldn't you? You're trying to maximize profits, you gotta beat your competition any way you can, right? And that means trying to find any advantage you can get. So now that we've got the intro out of the way, and they've mentioned the Silent Line is basically a border around the region that they can't seem to get into, now the intro movie actually has some more context, right? That's basically, I'll come back here, where are we? It's 5:17. So in the intro movie, you get to see this is the region right here, this behind this crater. And then the title of the game comes up right here. There's the border of the region that they can't seem to get into. And there's, obviously an airplane from like a corporation that wants to go in there and explore. As soon as they reach that line, bam. Absolutely. You just get fucking wrecked by lasers falling from the sky. What could that mean? From the sky, like that. And if anything still makes it past that, well, all hell breaks loose. And no one has any idea what the hell's causing this. Why this region is so heavily protected, no one fucking knows. still gets me to this day. I'm like, wait, how the hell did he get there so fast? Like, we gotta rewatch that. Like, even when I saw this as a kid, I was like, look, he's not there. And then all of a sudden, 2 laser shots, and then he's right in front of his face. Unless, oh, never mind. I see what happened. They confused me with the edit they did. They just put this guy where he is, which is way the fuck over there, in front. Like, they combined the image of the other guy standing way over there and this dude over here just to show you who shot him, which was this dude. And that's it. And then after all is said and done, everything goes silent. Anyone who crosses into this region goes radio silent. Like the Bermuda Triangle, basically. They all just go silent because, well, they die instantly. They just get absolutely fucking murdered by whatever the hell... whoever the hell is back there, protecting the hell out of that region. Oh, now we can actually start the story. We got the intro out of the way, we got the lore background, the exposition on what's going on. Let's get into it. First mission, Zone 1. What did it say? What's Zone 1 called? Layered. We're starting off where the last game ended. And, well, apparently they've already mapped out the surface of the planet enough to have all this anyway. I'm guessing whatever's behind the silent line is probably just like, they just can't see it, but they mapped out all this so far. And Layered is apparently right here in the middle. Okay. Eliminate Rogue Engineer from Crest. Oh, looks like they're still around. I guess they managed to make a comeback after the controller had pretty much all but destroyed them. Oh, do they still have the thing the little bar thing for the corporations? No, they don't. They don't show the little progress bar for how each corporation is doing anymore.
Raven, we have an urgent assignment. Your target is one of the engineers involved in the construction of our newest facility. He must be eliminated. The facility in question will eventually serve as a military outpost. The fact that it is still under construction does not in any way diminish our concern for maintaining secrecy. To this end, all engineers involved in the project are to be confined there for an unspecified amount of time upon its completion. One of them refused and took control of the security system. It may seem like a drastic measure, but the only way we can guarantee his silence is to eliminate him. Good luck.
Okay.
Navy system.
The gates linking affected blocks of the
Operation
facility have
what?
been sealed.
Operation Tacit Cleaner, I think it said.
We'll release the gate locks one by one. Eliminate any opposition you encounter.
I think this is...
Area secured. Proceed to B block.
Oh my god, we have to wait for her to say all that before we can actually... Oh my god. Speedrunners must hate this. Hate that shit, but...
Area secured. Proceed to C block.
Oh yeah, the music gets an improvement. We get new, I think some of the old songs come back, but we get new soundtracks now too. And there are some bangers, man, including this one. This is a pretty good one that I like. I have it on my favorites. Like my favorite like video game songs and stuff. I have a whole playlist for Armored Core music, and this is in it.
Destruction of all targets confirmed. Good work, Raven.
Mission objective achieved. System switch to normal mode.
Oh, it says old layered. I didn't see that the first time. It says Zone 1 old layered. Yeah, it does. I thought it just said layered at first. I didn't see the old part last time. Escort transport from Isaragi. Looks like they
Good day,
came back
Raven.
too.
We are interested in retaining your services as an escort aboard one of our company transports during its next voyage.
Dude, it's even. I feel like it's even quieter, the mission briefings, than the last game. It just keeps getting quieter.
The transport is a specially designed submarine put into operation when shipping valuable cargo. Its current payload consists of mined resources vital to our corporation's future. We've had no problems transporting materials using this method in the past, but given the importance of the cargo on this trip, we'd like a Raven along as added insurance. Keep watch over the transport and be prepared to counter any outside interference. Make sure the cargo reaches its intended destination.
Operation Firefly Squid.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Raven, an enemy force has boarded the sub. Take them out.
We've gained access to the sub. Take out the generators.
Keep them away from the generators. We'll be an easy target without power. There's no time to waste. I can't maintain our speed with less than 60% power.
I love the quick turn extension. It's fucking sick. I should have used that. I was too short-sighted back then.
Raven, I have an unidentified sub in close proximity. Hurry. Threat neutralized. The sub is secure.
Whew.
Thanks, Raven.
Mission objective achieved. System switch to normal mode.
Global Cortex says part reward. Congratulations on your new rank, Raven. Improving your rank reflects well on Global Cortex, and we will provide you with a part reward each time this occurs. We're pleased to offer you the MRL-MM/011, or OLL maybe, AC back part in recognition of your current achievement. Oh, cool. Oh, is that this Armored Core 3's Karasawa? We never got to see it last game. Yes, that's the new model for the Karasawa laser rifle. Looks fucking sick. Iconic weapon that's been around since the first game. So what's the next mission? Disperse gathering from Mirage. Yeah, they made a comeback too after the controller was destroyed. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom. BRB. I'll leave some music though, don't worry.
Right.
Alright, I'm back. There's music. Yeah, this is On Satelloid, the song that plays when you're going to kill a controller. Good track. AI, artificial intelligence, will either save our planet and humanity, will either save us all, or destroy everything we've come to know and love. I don't think there's gonna be a middle ground. It's gonna be one or the other, I think, and let's just pray it's the former and not the latter, yeah? Or work towards making sure it's the former and not the latter. Anyway, stop this song for now. Let's get back to the video.
We'd like you to investigate reports of a suspicious gathering in Sector 517. The sector has been under Mirage's control ever since Crest withdrew from the area.
I gotta do this.
Fortunately, given more pressing issues, we've neglected our duties there. This oversight ends now. As the administrator for the area, we have a responsibility for its security and integrity. Suspect activity, such as the gathering taking place there now, is best quelled early on. We're sure you'll resolve the problem to our satisfaction.
Sure. You gotta wonder whatever happened to the Raven, the main character, Raven, from the previous game, right? It's like, did he have to go into hiding? Did they have to go into hiding? Like, because I'm pretty sure at least more than half of society was probably pissed that they destroyed the controller, and the other half was like, you saved us. So, I mean, someone with that kind of level of fame, they definitely have a price on their head, I think. They would have definitely had to go into hiding for the rest of their life, I feel. Anyway, just a weird thought that came to mind. They never really explained what happens to the previous Ravens of every game. Alright, Operation Reclaimed Land. Land back, y'all! Land back!
Unknown. Proceed with caution.
A Raven, attack!
Main system. Indeed.
Jesus. I remember this place from the last game. The fucking derelict now. Now it looks like it's been hit by an earthquake. So it's been long enough since most people departed from Laird that the cities of Laird just look like this now. They're just in ruins and complete disrepair, and the emulators that this guy is using is fucking up with rendering them when he gets too close. Definitely a different style of music this time around. From Armored Core 3.
The main force has been spotted in a neighboring area. Take them out.
Accomplished. I felt like my webcam was a little too small. As long as I'm not covering the radar. I'm only covering the outer border where the cardinal directions are, so it's fine. Different style of music, but still good, you know? Good songs. I mean, the game's theme is obviously different. The music in the last game was clearly reflective of, you know, the dystopian nature of it.
Mission objective achieved. System switch to normal mode.
Mirage says, "Thanks, Raven. Great work, Raven. The group you intercepted was trying to incite anti-Mirage sentiment among Laird's residents in the hopes of destabilizing our position there." So yeah, some people do still live in Laird, but some cities have been completely abandoned, like the one we just saw there. This was obviously a weak attempt put forth by Crest in an effort to regain control of the sector. Ever since the controller's demise, Crest has taken an active interest in filling the void left behind. That stands to reason. That fits with their character, yeah. Because they were the most... what's the word? They were the most avid proponents and, of the controller, basically. They were the most... they kissed the controller's ass more than any other corporation. We saw that in the last game. So, of course, now that the controller's dead, in order to not feel lost and confused about what to do next, they're like, well, let's just become the next controller ourselves, basically. Let's take the reins, fill that void that's been left behind, like they just said. That makes sense, yeah. Mirage was pretty loyal too, though. They showed us at the end when they betrayed us and were like, you're a threat to us if you're trying to kill, you know, the controller. But they never kissed the controller's ass as much as Crest, so... Anyway, they continue. We've admittedly been far too lax maintaining our presence in Laird, but only because all of our efforts are currently concentrated on matters relating to surface redevelopment. We lack the assets to manage both simultaneously. Of course, especially since the controller destroyed all three of you, all three corporations pretty bad, before it was destroyed itself. Those who still insist on dwelling exclusively within the confines of Laird need to realize that the future lies elsewhere. Not what you sounded like back then, but the time has come to expand our horizons. But yeah, it stands to reason some people will just be like, they're gonna be too scared to leave the only safe space they've ever known, which is Laird. They're not gonna be adventurers and go out into the unknown, the surface world. They're gonna be like, no, I'm gonna stay here where it's safe, even if the controller's not around anymore. Fuck this. They'll just have to deal with being ruled over by Crest then. Thank you again for your help, and we sincerely hope that you will continue to support Mirage's efforts in the future. We still haven't heard much from Kisaragi, so I wonder what they're up to. Well, I think this guy did that thing again where he accidentally accepted a contract and then saved or edited to, like, you know, after accepting it, so we don't get to see the mission name.
Thanks to
Because as soon as he went to mission, it just went straight to the briefing, yeah. Well, whatever this mission's called, it's from Mirage.
Thanks to the efforts of one of our operatives, we've confirmed that Crest possesses information about the Silent Line. Plans are underway to intercept the transport carrying this information. We'll launch our attack on the transport as it enters a tunnel on the B-17 superhighway. Your presence is required to deal with the civil defense team in charge of highway security. Keep the security forces occupied so they don't interfere with the efforts of our recovery team. I can't stress the importance of this mission enough, Raven. Don't let us down.
Operation Elephant.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Raven, find a way to get their attention.
He sounds so annoyed. Just kill a bunch of innocent people, that'll get their attention. I like how we get to hear the drivers, the innocent people we're running over right now just getting killed. They're just like...
I got poisoned!
There he goes. Just killed a family of 4 and there was babies in there.
Disturbance detected. Seal off section B26.
There goes a whole bus full of people. And another one.
I'm sending in the Raven we hired.
Oh, our first one-on-one. Here it comes.
Moving into position.
Jesus, he's got the same, he almost looks just like us. Look, the loadout was so similar.
Didn't expect this.
Especially with the, mostly because of the color, but it's also like semi-lightweight, I think, or mid-weight.
You suck! Operation successful. Thanks for your help.
They weren't expecting,
System switch to normal mode.
they weren't expecting the opponent, the opposition, to send a Raven themselves. Oh yeah, so I think this game also has an arena just like the last game. And when you look at it, it's all new opponents, of course. It's a different generation. That's why you don't see any of the same Ravens from the last game. It's a whole new generation of Ravens. But anyway, protect power plant from Kisaragi, finally. Actually, no, we just did a mission for them earlier too, right? But we never got an email or anything from them. Yeah.
Raven, we've just registered a breach in the security net around one of our main power plants. Initial information seems to point to Mirage as the most likely culprit. Given Mirage's recent interest in developing...
Oh shit, I forgot to... I haven't been paying enough attention to where these take place. Where is this? The zone. The different zone from Old Laird. Nature Preserve? Zone 2. Okay. I didn't see that before, so... not bad. I zoned out.
Raven, we've just registered a breach in the security net around one of our main power plants. Initial information seems to point to Mirage as the most likely culprit. Given Mirage's recent interest in developing unconventional warfare tactics utilizing AI-controlled units, we have good reason to be concerned. We'd like you to take up position in the power plant and repel any intruders that make it into the facility. Whoever is behind this assault, they are most likely trying to destroy the power condensers. Protect them at all cost.
This guy's like, fuck consorts. I don't need any partners. I'm a Giga Chad. I'll do it alone. Operation Vicious Circle.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Raven, it looks like they intend to place timed charges on the power condensers.
I do. Well, I don't think they go into this. This is just idle musings in my head, but I do wonder if Mirage is like reverse engineering some of the technology they were able to salvage from the controller to improve their own like AI soldier robots, the ones we're fighting right now. I mean, it could just be they've already had access to, you know, being able to use AI MTs and stuff like that. Just like in the previous games, that was, you know, automated MTs are common in these games. So it might just be whatever. Seemed like it would be the smart thing to do, though, right? Like if you want to improve the AI of your automated MTs, your combat units, you would try to scavenge whatever you could of the controller's remains to try and reverse engineer that technology, whatever it was made of. This is one of those missions where we just sit here and wait for them to come to us. Okay, I'll speed it up a little for this one. He doesn't even have a blade, does he? If he runs out of ammo, he's defenseless. This is totally random, but there's a feature I forgot to mention a long time ago. Or maybe it was just added with Armored Core 3. I don't think it was added with Armored Core 2. You can eject parts you don't want to use anymore. Okay, we're done. Yeah, you can eject parts you don't want anymore. I forgot the button combination, but yeah, you could like take off your extension, your weapon. Like when it runs out of ammo, you can throw it away basically to become lighter weight, which I think does help you move a little faster. Got new mail and a special reward, which I'm guessing is this. Congratulations on your new rank, Raven. Your performance reflects well on our... What? I didn't think he was going to skip that fast. On our operation and will be rewarded. A new product has been made available in the shop. It's MWGG HNRL 100 left arm AC part. We hope it will prove a useful addition to your arsenal. Yeah, I mentioned this before, but you can also... I mentioned how you can have different weapons besides just blade beams on your left hand now. But they're not the same weapons you can have on your right arm because that would be too overpowered. They're within a limited range of separate weapons that you also can't just put on the right arm. It's their own set of weapons for the left arm only. Like a flamethrower and some other stuff. You can dual wield, but it'll be, you know, the left arm weapons won't necessarily be... It can't be the same as the right arm weapon. It'll look asymmetrical when you dual wield like that, but for those who aren't fans of blade beams, swords or whatever, like, yeah, you have alternatives now. That was true since the previous game, when I first brought it up. He's going back to his old build. Kinda, sorta. Back to old layered. Recapture, did it say? Sector 513? Yeah, recapture Sector 513 from Kisaragi.
Raven, we'd like your assistance in re-establishing Crest's control over Sector 513. You will accompany a contingent of our tanks and work with them to eliminate any Mirage forces encountered. Mirage is the dominant corporate power in the sector at the moment, but only because they seized control while our attention was focused on other matters. Since Crest maintains control of many other sectors in the region, we're interested in reclaiming our hold on 513 so as to preserve an undivided front. Given the tight confines in the area of operation, the number of units involved, and the fact that Mirage is using ECM pulses to disrupt radar functions, expect to have your hands full. The radar jamming measures that Mirage has employed may make it difficult to discern friend from foe. Choose your targets with care.
Oh, great. You gotta get visual confirmation to make sure you don't kill your own allies. Operation Flag Signaling.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Be careful when you see that. Green GK model tanks are friendlies. The red BT model tanks are your targets.
Check your targets.
It's hard to when the FCS just fucking does whatever the hell it wants. I like how that cut her off as she was explaining to be careful not to do that. At least on your radar, you can see your allies as green blips still. It's just the FCS that's fucked, and we'll still target them. Doesn't help that it's dark as shit here too. You have to get really close just to confirm it's not a friendly. Well, just to discern from friend from foe, basically.
All enemy targets destroyed. Mission complete.
Mission objective achieved. System switch to normal mode.
Oh, it's a new area. Where's this? Zone 3, lab development. Way the fuck down there. Protect part transport. From Crest.
Raven, the situation at our main air transport hub, Vargas Airport, is deteriorating rapidly. Immediate intervention is requested. Due to the facility's importance to our ongoing operations, a well-defended security perimeter is in place. However, repeated attacks during recent weeks have taken their toll. The rate at which security elements are being destroyed far outpaces our ability to replace them. Maintaining an effective perimeter around the airport has become extremely difficult. In an effort to counter this problem and reinforce our position, we've resorted to employing a Raven as added security during key transport operations. To this end, we'd like you to protect one of our transports en route to the airport for a scheduled refueling stop. The shipment of newly developed AC parts it carries must not be intercepted.
Operation Sundial.
This is Alpha Leader. Target area in sight. Remember, the transport takes priority. Fire at your discretion.
Roger. Roger. Roger.
Main system. Engaging combat mode. AC part acquired.
The transport is on final approach. Stay alert.
That's such a cool weapon for this core to have 2 little drones like that. Kill them all! Doing wheelies over here. They remind me, not from the way they look, but, well, kind of, like, just the fact that they're like a giant wheel running around. They remind me of the little wheelie enemies from Kirby. It's literally like a motorcycle that's just one wheel and an eyeball on it.
Fueling complete.
They did it!
Son of a bitch.
He's gonna ride it. I guess that means no more enemies are gonna show up, so he's just kind of like chilling. Maybe. They did it.
Thanks, Raven.
The transport is clear.
Mission objective achieved. System switch to normal mode.
Defend solar power plant from Mirage.
We've just received word that a detachment of Crest forces is en route to one of our outlying solar power conversion plants. All other Mirage-operated facilities in the region rely on this plant for their energy needs and will go offline if Crest's attack succeeds. Total loss of power at any of these facilities, even for a brief amount of time, would leave them vulnerable to subsequent attacks and render years of research worthless. We must avoid this eventuality at all costs. Take a position at the plant and prevent its destruction. Credits will be deducted from your reward to cover any damage repair costs.
Years of research. So yeah, it has been a long time since the controller was destroyed. Operation code Danger Popcorn.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
I gotta say, I like the
Avoid damaging any of the plant's assets.
yeah, I like the Silent Line soundtrack almost as much as Armored Core 3's. Pretty good. I honestly just keep hitting it out of the park with the soundtrack from this point on. Armored Core 2 and Another Age, the Armored Core 2 era basically was, I think, the weakest soundtrack. But the Armored Core 1 era and then 3 and beyond are pretty fucking good, if you ask me. At least all the way up to Last Raven, because I still have, like I said, I never played 4 and beyond. Those will be blind watch-throughs for me when we get to that point. I'm not gonna know shit about what's gonna happen in the story or anything for Armored Core 4 and beyond that. I also wasn't expecting this series to make a little comeback with Armored Core 6 either. I remember not hearing much of Armored Core 5, so it'll be interesting to see where this franchise has gone since I stopped keeping up with it after Last Raven.
Targets detected inside. I'm
All we got is a fucking blade. Meanwhile, our player here is thinking, a blade is all I need. Oh, right, he also has this, yeah. The self-restoring ammo of the Exceed Orbit core function, of course. Thing that replaces Overboost with this particular core model. Never mind, it's not just a blade. He's got backup. It regenerates at a good pace too. Yeah, it's like 10 at a time every like 5 to 10 seconds. Once again, the difficulty is kind of catered towards the knowledge that you'll be transferring your armored core from the last game. It's not like a new armored core friendly, as in if you start a new game with the default AC here, just like in Another Age, or, you know, Project Phantasma, Massive Arena, you might get your ass handed to you. Like, the non-numbered titles tend to be basically expansion packs, like I've said before, for the numbered ones, you know? DLC before DLC was a thing, essentially. Project Phantasma was definitely the most blatant example of that. Because it's so short, you know? Massive Arena at least still felt like a full game, and so does, you know, Armored Core 2 Another Age was also a massive game that was, you know, longer and had way more missions than the first Armored Core 2. So they're definitely not like...
A Raven! Retreat!
So by today's standards, they're not like glorified DLC. They are full games in and of themselves, but I feel like their difficulty is balanced around you transferring your AC from the original game. Oh my god. Calm down and hit it. The 3 whiffs. You know, homeboy here probably did have like a, god damn it, like a facepalm moment a little bit there. But hey, he kept the take, man. He didn't like redo the mission and like re-record it or something and get a different take or something like that. He's just like, whatever, I'll keep it, whatever. He owned up to it. We got new mail. New parts available. We're pleased to... Oh, from Global Cortex. We're pleased to inform you that some of the purchase restrictions set in place in the shop have been lifted. New parts are now available for purchase. Sweet, man. Thanks. Alright, well, it's been over an hour, so I'm going to take a little break here. I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. First, I'm going to see what the next mission's going to be, though. I can see the name down here, Power Plant Emergency. But what zone? Wait. It's going to be in Zone 2, Nature Preserve, right? Yep. Alright, Zone 2, Nature Preserve, Power Plant Emergency. That'll be where we pick up when I get back. So... Be back in a bit. Be back in a bit. Jesus, that came out all jarbled.
You suck!